in our previous 2 steps of this painting process, we already create a good foundation. Now we're going to start pushing more into the details and fine-tune, make the paintings ready for the last step. Okay, I'm going to change to my 1/2 inch soft brush. I'm also going to connect this color, just a clean brush, connecting in here, a little subtle suggestions, and connect this shape too. Okay, and this should be a little lighter. So I'm going to continually lifting up a little color here. Just a little lighter transition, darker transition, actually suggesting how the structure of the face. So it's very important to focus on the value. Okay, here. Also, this needs to be a little bit lighter. Now I'm going to light up this area a little bit lighter. Adjustment, it has 2 directions. One direction is to make it darker if it's not dark enough. And the other direction is make it a little lighter if it's too dark. Okay, good suggestion. Now I'm going to have this side a little bit darker too. It looks like a little warmer color. So I'm going to take this color and come in here. Because also when you make this darker, it actually make the value closer to the background surrounding area. That's good. Okay. That's good. Maybe I bring this color up here too. And the same color could be used for the nose. Okay. I'm going to just clean the brush and just connect this color. Good. Into that. It's good. And now I'm going to get away from this side of the face. Sometimes you're too much focus on one area for too long, it crowded your judgment. Now I'm going to come to the other side of the face. I'm going to put a little more red into this, catch the shadow for the eyeglasses, which is we're going to build up soon. Like this. Just the corner of this brush. Now I turn it. So thinking about how you use the tool to be more effectively. Like this. I think I'm ready to coming back here to form the shape. I'm continuing using this flat brush. The burn umber, and get a little blue, get a little red. Okay, a little bit blue. So in a portrait painting, very often I use the burnt umber or burnt sienna as the replacement for the yellow. Okay, here. Okay, good. I'm coming down here, move it, rebuild the definitions. A little lighter of the same color. A little lighter. It's coming here. But that looks a little bit too light, so I'm gonna tap this color. Actually, brush through here. Good. Soften this area. I'm going to get away from here. I know I need to come back here to do a little more, but I don't want to do it right now. So soften this area too. So at this time, I'm going to try to scratch again. This is, I just moisture this. We're going to see whether or not it's too wet, but we're going to see. It's definitely too wet. A little. So I'm going to come back to do a little bit later. Okay. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to separate the hair and to the background. But that definitions need to be very, very subtle. So I'm going to use this 1-inch brush. I'm going to have a little warmer colors. A little warmer color, that's it. This is the color to make this different from the other side. That's it. Like that. Okay. Now add a little blue color at the outside, just for the background. And now come to this side too. Doesn't need a lot, just a little bit. Suggestions. There's something going on in the background. And now by separate this, and I can define the shoulder. Like this. Good enough. That probably is a little bit too much. I think too much distraction. Okay, soften that. A little bit that you do actually could make a difference. I'm going to add a little bit yellow color glaze into this area, if that changed the color composition. Okay, actually spice up a little bit, but not so much, just a little bit at the top. And the top here should be a little softer, so I'm going to use this flat brush, just soften it. That's good. also want to define the shoulder. Just remove a little colors, just create some difference, a little bit difference. And I'm gonna come in to do a little bit of the clothing over here. Okay. There's a little colder colors, so get a little bit blue. That's probably good, but not so intense. Okay, good. A little bit outside. And use the same color versus darker color for the catch the shadow. And I come to this side. I'm going to build this contrast. But be a little careful as you're doing this. You don't want to affecting the rest of the painting. And I'm making sure that is the focal point is still become the focal point. Okay. So the value changes, value contrast need to be subtle in those secondary, just the supporting area. That too much distraction. Okay, good. That is probably too much. So I'm going to soften this. Squint your eye so you can see. Is that too much? That gap a little too light? Maybe they're too light and taking too much contrast. Got too much attention. So you want to use the best judgment for how the things relate together. Now I'm going to use this color. I also define the outside here. And sometimes a small brush like this is not really doing a good job for the bigger shapes. So I'm going to change that to this bigger flat brush. I'm going to actually reform this, create don't want to make this too much of texture. Okay, here too. Okay, that the shoulder is good. Do I want to make this more contrast or not? I'm probably going to leave it later to make the decisions. Just keep it like this for now. Okay, now this is good enough. Now I'm going to come back to the face. It looks like it start getting dry and ready for my next run. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to take a look at the nose area. I'm going to use my round brush. Now what I'm going to do, first I'm going to soften this. Make it a little lighter. That's good. And now I'll come down to the nose. I think it just need to use the red colors, only the red. It's very light red. So I'm gonna see. And Let's see. Yeah, right here. And the light color around the highlight. That's good. Just a very light tint colors around. You create a contrast and a difference. Like that. Good. Good suggestions. This should be a little bit darker and get a little bit red. This is called smaller shape, smaller transition. And we only do that at this point. Before then, we were busy in the bigger relationship, the bigger shape. Now the nose is good. Now I come down here, a very light, but not just pure red. Just get a little burnt sienna into the mixture, very light. Now I'm going to build a little bit light shape right here. A little bit, that's it. Like that. Maybe too much, so I'm gonna take out a little bit over here. Sometimes a little bit. It makes a lot of difference. This should be a little lighter here. Sharpen the tip of the brush. And now I'm going to make this, clear this area a little more. Good. And now I'm going to gradually just the red, a little bit burnt sienna, just that. And I'm going to make this transition a little deeper into this area. Okay, like this. And the same thing, come down here. Like that. Let's see, a little red color here. Now we pay attention to the color, the temperature of the color too. Okay, just a little bit more red. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of suggestions for the texture on the lip. Okay. I think a little bit more red in the middle, maybe even a little bit darker. I'm gonna take this color, just a little bit more. Like that. soften, maybe a little bit too much. And I want to lift up a little color here because I see a little bit texture here on the upper lip. But it's not darker, but in fact it should be a little lighter for the contrast. A little bit. If you do too much, it will stand out too much. Couple. Okay. Like that. Okay. This looks like it should be a little lighter so that it would help the shape up there. But whether or not I can make it any lighter, I'm going to see. I'm going to use this number 12, a little bit smaller brush. Okay. Let me see. It helps. Okay, now I can make it a little lighter. Later, I can put the color. I'm not sure I need that. I already see that. Now I'm going to come in here. I think this can be a little higher, a little bit, so I can expand the shape. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to come back to see the eye. The eye shape is already there. I just need to add a little bit more definitions. Get a little warmer color. Doesn't need to be too dark because it's a translucent watercolor. It already has color there. As anything they add to it, you just make it that much more. Okay. I'm going to start with this side of the eye. Here you go. A lot of big definitions. Okay, I'm going to come to this side. Like this. And then also, I'm going to a soft brush, very soft. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to define a little bit better of this lighter shape on the upper eyelid. Be a little careful. You don't want to do too much to it. Just a little bit more. That's it. A little bit. And on this side, I'm going to define a little light in the middle of the iris. Okay, here. Softly move it. That's good. On this side too. That's good enough. But under here, I should remove that. Looks like the eyeball is too high, too big. Like this. That's good. Now I come into the nostril. The nostrils are almost there. I just need to make it a little bit darker. Maybe a little bit darker, only this color. Now take a look here, okay? I think it's come up a little bit. That's good. Come up a little bit, that's good. And now look at this side. Okay. Like that. And this should come up a little, even a little more. And there's some warmer colors and next to it. So I'm gonna just dry my brush, make my brush a little bit drier. Just take a little bit of those colors, a little bit. Now I'm going to just connect that on this side, a little bit more red. That's good. A little bit more right here too. That's good. That's good enough. Oh, look at the space between the two nostrils. I believe this should be a little bit more to the right. So I'm going to start making the nostril a little bit bigger, slightly bigger, like this. Okay. This a little bit higher, like this. That's good. Now I'm going to come back to refine the middle of the lip of the mouth. This definitely need a little bit more definition. Good. Like this. In the corner here. Like that. That's good. Now I'm looking at here, need a little bit shape lighter. Okay, here you go. Make sure the brush is really clean. You don't want to introduce other color into here. You want it to be light. Okay, that's good. Now let's see. I'm going to define a little bit darker down here. Define a little bit definitions, especially on this side too. So I'm going to mix a little bit kind of blue purple colors. That's probably good. A little bit blue. I'm just going to put this color here. Good. Define that. That's good enough. Define that. And I'm going to come to this side. I define that too. come here, refill the color. Okay, just for this area. Look at it, this is good. Like that. Okay, now let's move the size of the face a little bit closer. That's good. Come to enjoyingart.com and join my learning circle.